Let's welcome back to the program, Matt Danger Schnell. Matt, how are you?
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Another fight week. Talk about it. How do you get through the next couple days and relax, but not center on the job that's at hand on Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's just about keeping things moving, keeping your mind sharp, not dwelling or spending too much time by yourself, and just focus on the task at hand. We've been working on this now for a minute. I know exactly. I've been here before, and I think we've got a good routine for fight week. So feeling good about stuff.
I always tend to think when we were talking about fight week, we had Carrot Top on out at the Super Bowl, and he was telling a story how Jerry Lewis came and talked to him just before he went out to perform. And Jerry Lewis says to him, "When do you go on?" And Carrot Top said, 10 minutes. And Jerry Lewis started freaking out, like, "Oh, you need to go get, you need it." And Carrot Top's like, "If I don't have it down by now, it's kind of too late."
Yeah, and everybody's different. Everybody likes their own routine. Everybody thinks there are different things that need to be done to prepare to perform than others. But I think it's all about having good people around you. I do think a routine is important. We've gone over what we were going to do this whole week for a couple of weeks now, and everything is on pace.
So Matt, you're talking about being alone or isolation. There's a place in Minnesota. It's the world's quietest room. It records at a minus 20 decibels. So they say you can hear your heartbeat. You can hear the sound of your joints and your body movement. Would you ever try something like that? Is this something you would ever try to do? Is to see? I guess the record's 45 minutes in this room, and 1 minute is what the standard of most people panic and run out.
Sounds pretty scary, but yeah, I'd give it a go. I think I could last longer than a minute, but who knows?
Is that another bet you and I are going to do?
Yeah, I think we should do it.
I'll last more than a minute.
Randy,
I can do anything for a minute.
Because prisoners, for hardened criminals, the hardest punishment is isolation, solitude. Right. So then you're in a soundproof room by yourself. Could you be alone with your own thoughts, Randy?
Absolutely. Matt, when you...
For a minute.
Yeah, for a minute. I'm saying I can do almost anything for a minute. Like, I can't fight you for a minute, but, I can do almost anything else for a minute. When you or the team gets the phone call, what are you listening for? What do you need to hear? Where the fight is, who you're fighting, the date of the fight, or really none of that matters?
All of that it does matter to a degree, how we're going to prepare. But, yeah, I think you hit it all. I just need to know the date, where it's going to be, and let's do it. I'm really not in a position where I feel like I need to pick my fights or anything of the sort. I'll fight the guys that they want me to.
We just had Eric Anders on a few minutes ago, and we were talking, and he was talking about his opponent and, looked at his record and all that, and I asked him, do you need to block that out when you look at a record, whether it's wins or losses? I believe your last two fights you had bonuses. Is that also something you need to block out of your mind?
Yeah, obviously past performances, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen for you in the future. So I know what I'm capable of. I just have to be myself. I don't have to push or make anything happen. I do know that. But, you've got to look at what your opponent's good at and how he's finished fights. It is important to look at their record, too. But, yeah, at the same time, you can't dwell on things too much, and you got to go out there and believe in yourself and your team.
Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Marcus Jones, who was a first-round draft pick, and then he went on The Ultimate Fighter, and he used to always tell me that he didn't like football. He was the number one draft pick. He was just good at it. He didn't like it. Do you still love this, or are you just good at what you're doing?
Oh, I believe I am it. So, yeah, I still love it. I love to train. I love martial arts. I love testing myself. I love competing. So there are some parts of it. I don't love dieting. I don't love cutting weight. I don't love losing fights. I prefer to win them. But that's what motivates us. That's what keeps us training hard. So no, I still love this. I've I owe a lot to fighting, and honestly, one of my biggest fears is that I walk away from fighting embittered for some reason, as if it hasn't given me my whole life and given me everything that I have. But yeah, I'm just grateful for another opportunity. Can't wait to get out there, swing them around, show the world what I'm made of. Win, lose, or draw, your boy's going to fight with dignity on Saturday afternoon.
So Matt, obviously you talked about, things that Randy can do for a minute. He did spend more than a minute in the sand trap on Monday at the golf course. What kind of things do you like to do for enjoyment? I mean, we know you're dedicated to the sport and you love fighting, but what can you tell the fans about hobbies? Do you love to fish or golf, or what do you love doing?
Yeah, I've got other interests. I have 2 children who I like a lot.
But which one do you like better?
Yeah, right.
Hard to say at this point. One's 1, and the other's 4, and they both love me. So the love is different. The son, he'll do things one way. The daughter, I mean, they're just so vastly different anyways. But yeah, I look forward to I enjoy being around them and raising them. I also am an avid sports card collector.
Oh.
So I spend quite a bit amount of time looking at sports cards and buying and selling and interacting with that community. And yeah, that's about it. I hang out with my kids and I collect sports cards and I climb in a cage and fight people.
What is your favorite card that you presently own, and what card would you like to acquire?
Oh, that's hard to say. I've got some nice ones. Probably my most valuable card is I have a 1/1 of Jalen Hurts, National Treasures, which is a really high-end card, and it's a big one. So that's my most valuable. But I've got some Joe Burrow. I've got a card that I pulled myself, a green scope, Prism Joe Burrow PSA 10. And that's probably my crown jewel within my collection.
Interesting. We have a sponsor that owns a card shop, so I have access to some stuff. And I'm going to send you one from my personal collection, unless you already have it, which is a pretty famous card before you were born. It's the famous Billy Ripken Fleer baseball card. Do you have one of those?
Are you talking about the one with the curse word?
Yeah. Well, I have them all. I have the curse word, I have the blocked out, I have the white out. I have them all. So if you want one of those, I'd be happy to send you one.
Oh, I would love that.
I had a friend of mine, Mike Heath. He played Major League Baseball. He played for the A's and the Tigers and et cetera back in the day. And we were talking cards, and he's like, "Oh, Randy, I would love to have that card. I'll buy it from you." And I'm like, "I can't sell you this card because A, it was selling for stupid money back then." And I just felt stupid because it's ridiculous. And whether it was Fleer, I think it was Fleer, whatever the company was, were they in on it, whatever. So I said, "No, I can't sell it to you." He goes, "All right, how about if I give you a jersey?" I said, "Okay, I'll do that, but I'm not selling it to you." So I thought it was funny back then. But I'll go into the safe, I'll get them out, and I'll definitely get you one.
Oh, that would be amazing. I really appreciate that.
So the question is, do you collect your own cards?
Yeah.
With the Panini cards and the UFC cards, do you have your own?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I've collected quite a bit of my own. Really, really happy. Anytime any new ones come out, too, I kind of go after them a little bit. Mostly the higher end parallels, the out of 10s, the 1/1s, things like that. I do. I'm a collector, so yeah, that's not a lot in this world is fulfilling. I feel like, and when I got a sports card deal and saw myself on a Prism rookie card, I was like, oh my gosh, this is something else. How about that?
I know you didn't ask, but two of my favorite cards that I have the Jordan, I think it's the Fleer rookie. And
wow. Then
I have, and it's not in good shape. I bought it in the 80s when I was in the military, very little money. But I have one of the Wayne Gretzky O-Pee-Chees. It's probably about a 6 maybe. But it was just awesome to have to put in my collection. So yeah, we can spend a lot of time just talking collecting, that's for sure.
Amazing. You've got some of the big ones, some of the big guns from a different era. It has there are different things out there now, but those cards, they're just timeless.
I used to go to a lot of the 5 and 10 stores, back in the that would hang, and there's like 3 in a pack, and like as soon as the boxes were open, they're putting them up, and I'm going through them. So I have a bunch with the Bo Jackson rookies on the front and the Cal Ripkens on the front, and to me that's cool, because you can see, you don't know what's in it, even though a lot of the serious collectors knew the run, so they would know if, Bo Jackson was on the front and whoever's on the back, they would know what's in the middle. But
Yeah, there are more complex runs now, but there are people who figure them out as well. It's pretty wild.
So Matt, like obviously you're a big card collector. Any other memorabilia? We've had guests on the show before. We ask them if there's one thing they could possess, or one item. Randy has a story about one of our guests, and we ask him if there's anything you could have as a souvenir or a memento, or it would be Jesus Christ sandals.
yeah, he said, well, I don't need anything. I don't want anything. And I'm like, no, you need to tell me one thing, because you don't know who I know. He goes, okay. And he's now become a minister. He goes, I want Jesus Christ sandals. I go, all right, you topped me. That's the best.
So
That's hilarious.
is there a holy grail for you? Like what's that one item?
Wow, man, I guess it would probably be a sports card. It would be an '86 Jordan PSA 10. What are those going for nowadays? $200,000?
Crazy.
Randy's value just went up.
Yeah, well,
You're going to pay for your daughter's wedding now.
I'm still not paying for it. But, let's before we run out of time with you, Matt. Let's talk about Saturday night. Give me your thoughts. A, on your opponent, and B, what we can expect to see on Saturday.
Yeah, opponent's a tough, young, up-and-coming guy. He's obviously kind of riding hot right now. Looking good. I think he's got a good skill set. And he's definitely a challenge. But I am capable, I am competent, and I think I can get it done. So what you can expect is much of what you've always seen from me. I'm going to go out there, scrap, do my best, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome stuff. Well, enjoy the week. Enjoy the reward, which is Saturday. And, next week after, you're back home, let's chat about some more card collecting. Let me, get to Ryan and get you some stuff that you might be interested in. And, we can swap some stories.
That would be amazing. Absolutely. Appreciate you guys as always.
Appreciate your time. I know we have your address. We're going to send you a care package from 8 Man Strong, as well as Bucked Up Energy Drink. And I have the address as well to send you one of the Billy Ripken cards.
Very cool. Thank y'all so much.
Take care,
Have
Matt.
a good one.
You as well. That's danger. I was saying danger about on the golf course. That is the danger right there.
It is danger.
With Matt.
That's a real hazard.
Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and break. Coming to you live from the studio. Hopefully the equipment will be replaced and in place for next week. We'll be right back.